is coming from everybody. It's, you know, no one has a monopoly on it. Or just power.
You're saying nobody
it's just
has a
power.
monopoly on it. Come on. That's some moral relativism.
Misinformation is a tricky beast. It's everywhere, coming from all sides, and no one can claim they've got the exclusive rights to it. When someone says nobody has a monopoly on it, it's not some groundbreaking revelation, it's just a fact. But then you get this pushback. That's moral relativism. Wait, what? It's like saying nobody has a monopoly on being a billionaire, and yet there's Elon Musk sitting up there with more money than most of us could dream of. The point gets muddy fast. Are we talking about wealth, power, or the spread of half-truths? I'm not sure, and honestly, I don't think the person saying it knows either. It's a tangle of ideas that don't quite connect, but it's a frustration a lot of people feel, especially when the conversation turns to free speech, politics, and the big players like Musk or Trump. The right has been shouting lately that the left's stance on free speech has shifted dramatically, and they're not entirely off base. It's not just a vibe, it's a pattern. Look at how the left, particularly the woke crowd, handles dissent these days. It's not about debate anymore, it's about control. Take Elon Musk, for example. The guy's a lightning rod, no question. He's suing the California Coastal Commission right now over a proposal to expand rocket launches from Vandenberg Space Force Base. Space Force, yeah. It's not just an Air Force thing anymore. We're in the sky-fi era now. Musk's company, SpaceX, is pushing the boundaries of what's possible: rockets, electric cars, AI, brain implants. He's not doing this for one political team. He's doing it for everyone. So why is he hitting a wall? Because some bureaucrat on the commission, Carol Hart, flat out said no. Her reasoning? Musk's aggressively injected himself into the presidential race and made his views clear. Translation, he's backing Trump, and that's a problem. This is where the hypocrisy stinks to high heaven. Musk is an American citizen. Last I checked, he's got the right to speak his mind, same as anyone else. But suddenly, because he's not towing the progressive line, the Federal Aviation Administration and other regulatory bodies are throwing up roadblocks. More launches would boost America's tech edge. Shouldn't that be a win? Nope. The red tape piles up, the delays stretch out, and the excuses start flowing. Why? Because Musk dared to commit the ultimate sin, wrongthink. He supported Trump, and that's enough to make him a target. It's not about safety violations or environmental concerns, it's about punishing him for stepping out of line. Bill Maher, of all people, called this out recently. He's no conservative, but even he's fed up. He went after MSNBC's Joe Scarborough for peddling nonsense about misinformation and free speech. Scarborough tried to argue the right's got some exclusive hold on spreading lies, but Maher wasn't having it. And honestly, good for him. The Trump derangement syndrome, and now Musk derangement syndrome, is off the charts. It's not just annoying, it's exhausting. The left's obsession with policing speech has turned into something authoritarian, and it's not a good look. They don't want discussion or disagreement, they want compliance. Musk? He's not the kneeling type. He bought Twitter, now X, smashed their narrative monopoly, and they've been out for blood ever since. Rewind a bit, free speech used to be the left's thing. The right got flack for wanting to censor stuff they didn't like, but now the tables have flipped. The modern left's approach would make the founding fathers spin in their graves. These were guys who risked everything to ditch tyranny and government overreach, and here we are with so-called progressives cozying up to the exact opposite. Censorship isn't progress. Silencing dissent isn't democracy. When even a lifelong liberal like Maher is sounding the alarm, you know they've gone off the deep end. But let's circle back to that misinformation bit. Scarborough tried to pin it all on the right: Trump, Musk, the usual suspects. He even dragged Mark Cuban into it, saying something about how Cuban's wealth doesn't mean he's got a monopoly on being a billionaire. Huh? America's got billionaires out the wazoo, more than you can count without a calculator. What's the point here? It's a mess of a thought, and I'm not surprised. That's the woke left's playbook: talk in circles, toss out buzzwords, and pray nobody spots the contradictions. Scarborough's argument fell apart the second Maher pressed him on it, because the truth is, misinformation isn't a one-sided game. Both sides play it. No party, no ideology, no news outlet is spotless. Pretending your team's the shining knight of truth while the other's a swamp of lies? That's not just dishonest, it's peak hypocrisy. MSNBC's a master at this. They've got a laundry list of whoppers they've pushed over the years, all while acting like they're above it. Remember Hunter Biden's laptop? They swore up and down it was Russian disinformation, pure fiction. Except it wasn't. It was real, and when that came out, they didn't apologize, they just shrugged and moved on. Then there's the Steele dossier. They hyped it like it was the smoking gun of Trump-Russia collusion, dissecting it on air like it was gospel. When it fell apart, debunked, and discredited, did they own up? Nope. Next narrative, please. And don't get me started on the COVID lab leak theory. They mocked it as a tinfoil hat conspiracy, dunking on anyone who dared suggest it. Then intelligence agencies started saying, hey, maybe there's something here, and suddenly MSNBC couldn't remember their own headlines. But sure, tell me again how Trump and Musk are the only ones spreading lies. The network's whole shtick is posing as the ultimate truth keepers, even when the facts say otherwise. Take John Heilemann, another MSNBC talking head. He tried pushing the same tired line until Russell Brand stepped in and dismantled it. Brand didn't mince words. The biases on MSNBC aren't any better than Fox News's. Both are corporate mouthpieces, BlackRock, Vanguard, pick your puppet master. He's not wrong. MSNBC loves to lob stones from their glass tower, but they're just as guilty of cherry-picking and spinning as anyone else. The difference? They wrap it in a sanctimonious bow and call it journalism. This Trump and Musk hate isn't random, it's a machine. The goal's simple: paint them as villains, strip their influence, keep the masses scared. Musk waves his hand weirdly. Boom, Nazi salute headlines. Trump gives a speech. Here come the Hitler comparisons. It's not reporting, it's a propaganda blitz. They distort, they fabricate, they move the goalposts when the facts don't fit. Truth's just collateral damage in their war to kill the MAGA vibe and silence anyone who steps out of line. But here's a curveball. There's still some common sense floating around. Most people don't care if a trans kid's parents line up healthcare for them, they just want the government to butt out. It's not about forcing your beliefs on anyone. It's about letting families figure it out. Except in places like California, where schools can hide gender transitions from parents. That's not a conspiracy, it's documented. Lawsuits, whistleblowers, the works. Yet MSNBC's Chris Hayes will sit there, straight-faced, and call it a right-wing myth. Gaslighting 101. They don't just lie, they rewrite reality and smear anyone who calls it out. People are noticing, though. Andrew Sullivan tore into an MSNBC host recently, accusing them of propaganda over journalism. The host's defense: we have conservatives on sometimes. Sure, they'll trot out a Trump lawyer or Steve Bannon once in a blue moon, but it's a sham. They don't want real debate, they want tame opposition that won't rock the boat. The second someone like Sullivan pushes back hard, it's a meltdown. They'll either shout them down, smear them, or blackball them. It's not about fairness. It's about control. If MSNBC wants a shred of credibility, they've got to ditch the high and mighty act. Step 1. Admit they've pushed garbage before. Step 2. Drop the partisan filter and actually report facts, both sides, no cherry picking. That means holding everyone accountable, not just Republicans. They can't keep finding their spine only when Trump's in charge, then going quiet when Democrats take the wheel. Real journalism doesn't pick teams. Anything less, and they're just a megaphone with better lighting. Elon Musk's story ties it all together. He was a Democrat forever until the party of science and progress turned into the party of woke dogma and cancel mobs. He didn't flip because he's a secret fascist. He flipped because he's allergic to leashes. The right's not wrong to say the left's lost the plot on free speech. It's arrogant to punish someone for their views. Imagine telling Henry Ford he can't build cars because he's got the wrong politics. That's where we're at with Musk. One idiot with power, like that Coastal Commission bureaucrat, can stall progress over a grudge. It's not just dumb, it's dangerous. And when even Bill Maher's pointing it out, you know the slope's getting slippery. Misinformation's messy, sure, but the real threat's a media that thinks it owns the truth, and a system that punishes anyone who disagrees.